right, today we're gonna hit some legs, hamstrings, and glutes, baby. If I could just focus on these meals, drink my water, and I train hard, I'm gonna be happy. Let's get it. Okay. All right, set 2. Only gonna do 3 sets here, just to warm up the back of those legs there. Really focusing on squeezing and contracting and trying to get the full range of motion. Here we go. One more. Stimulate. Stimulate. Okay, come on. Okay. All right. Now that I got those hamstrings nice and warmed up, I'm gonna move up to a leg press. All right. All right. Oh. Whoo. Knee wraps. Bodybuilding is about longevity. It's not the one who can get to the finish line first. It's a marathon, so you got to use wraps. You got to use things that can keep you going longer. So as we start to put heavier weight on here, got to protect the joints. Make sure everything's protected, strong at the joints so that the muscles get worked. So don't be afraid to use wraps. All right. Okay. They're fucking tight. But you want them to be tight, so it's almost like it cuts the circulation off. And yeah, it helps. Wraps help, obviously, with more weight. But my focus is try to get all that weight distributed into my legs. But they're fucking tight. So, cut the circulation off me. All right, one more. Big boy set. All right, I'm just going for as many reps as I can get here. Perfect form, perfect execution. Here we go. Nothing to it but to do it. Nothing to it but to do it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Oh. Hey-ya. 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 See? One more. Oh, yeah. Pure pain, baby. No pain, no glory. Shit. Whoo. It's a good set. Great set. I'm gonna do a straight leg deadlift with these dumbbells. And then I'll move to a straight bar. Oh. Okay. Leg days are the worst. But you can't bitch out on leg day. You just gotta shut up and do the fucking work. Okay. Now I'm gonna do the same thing, but with a straight bar. Always roll your weights, ladies and gentlemen. Don't use more energy than you need to. Simply roll the weight. All right. gotta take it out of you. Fuck. One more. My glutes are on fire. Okay. Okay. Whew. All right, so now that I've hit those, I'm gonna roll over to my favorite kickback machine. I'm gonna pump these glutes like little peaches. Whoo! Shit. Ah. 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 Kickback machine is controversial because for men, you don't see a lot of men doing kickbacks, but this machine will isolate the glutes like nothing else in the gym. Well, at least in this gym. But the kickback machine, any kickback machine, has such a wonderful way of targeting the glutes, and you can really take your time and focus on it, the contraction. So incorporating this bad boy, even if you're a man, is worth it if you want a Georgia peach. Okay. All right, now we're gonna hit some calves and wrap it up. Calves are a stubborn muscle, so you gotta hit them more than just one time a week. Really, you should be hitting calves every day because you're walking on them. So those muscles are getting used, but they're a very stubborn muscle. So they've got to be trained with intensity and frequency, unlike some other muscle parts on the body. Calves can handle daily stimulation, especially if you want them to grow. Ho! Okay, here we go. Here we go. Now, we're gonna eat some proteins and carbs to repair. So, counting calories, is it important? My opinion is no, it's not important. I think that the counting of calories should be done inside of preparation. So if I eat 5 meals a day and I eat, let's just say those 5 meals every 2 hours apart from each other, and every meal is the exact same, let's just say it's 400 to 500 calories. I don't need to sit there and log this in to MyFitnessPal. It's not important. I could go get 500 calories from McDonald's, put it up against this meal. They're not the same. They'll have different hormonal reactions. So counting calories doesn't teach you about the hormone reaction, especially with insulin. So just because you're eating 500 calories or 2,000 calories a day, counting calories does not talk anything about hormonal response. So when I eat this rice, insulin is going to be released into my body. Insulin can only store in 3 places in the body: muscle, fat, or the liver. That's it. So my carb intake is all timed around my exercise activity. Therefore, that hormone response, AKA insulin, AKA the most anabolic hormone in the body, is going to be used properly to shuttle that protein into the muscle versus storing as fat. So counting calories really should be done inside the preparation. When I go get these meals ready, I'm going to go prep 15 to 20 meals, and all these meals are going to be relatively the same. The only thing that I'm counting is the time in between each meal. Think about food like wood on a fire. After 2 to 3 hours, that fire that's on the wood is eventually going to start to burn down a little at a time. If I throw more wood on the fire, it's going to create more heat. Same thing with food. So if I'm eating food that grows from the earth, that's clean, chicken, rice, green beans, those are all one thing. Chicken is chicken, green beans are green beans, rice is rice. I'm not eating food that has 20 different ingredients in it, also causing hormonal reactions. So moral of the story is, prep your meals ahead of time. A half a cup of rice is a half a cup of rice. It's not going to change. The calories not going to change in that. Stop counting your calories, prep your food ahead, and count the time in between your meals. That's going to create more heat in the body. That's going to create more metabolism, and it's going to create more of opportunity for you to build muscle and burn fat. One of the things that I used to do when I was little was I would drink a lot of milk and cheese. A lot of milk, a lot of cheese, a lot of bread, just to put size on. And it worked, but I started to get sick a lot, not able to operate efficiently. And all that was coming from the food. Food can either heal you or cause inflammation. The 3 biggest inflammatory foods in our diet today, especially in America, is cheese, bread, and milk. Now, the problem with inflammation is that it's silent. You're not gonna know there's issue going on until there's a bigger issue going on. When you deal with inflammation in the body, you're susceptible to other diseases. So when you're eating frequently, you really need to make sure that you're eating food that's one source ingredient. That's just like chicken or green beans or rice or sweet potatoes or white potatoes or oatmeal, eggs, steak. Those are all single ingredients. When you're eating as frequently, let's just say you're eating 5 meals a day. You don't want to be eating 5 meals a day all having inflammation in them. Cheese, bread, and milk. Eventually, that cheese, bread, and milk will start to catch up to you as you age. So even if you think it's okay today to eat cheese, bread, and milk because you're young and healthy, eventually those habits will catch up to you and you'll continue to eat the same way. You never shifted any habits. Now your body's aging and now you're getting yourself into deeper and deeper inflammatory states and your body isn't able to heal. So it's very important that when you are eating, 95% of the time it needs to be clean nutrient. 10 to 5% of the time, you can splurge. You can have whatever you want. Basically, cheese, bread, and milk are going to cause inflammation of the gut. When you have inflammation in the gut, you have a weakened immune system. When you have a weakened immune system, you're in all sorts of trouble. Some examples of inflammation: arthritis. If you're dealing with arthritis, more than likely, you're dealing with inflammation. Cut the cheese, bread, and milk. Replace it with things like oatmeal, sweet potatoes, rice. A lot of people say, oh, I thought rice was bad. No, rice isn't bad just because they're carbs. And a lot of people, when they're losing weight or they're trying to lose weight, they'll say, oh, all I do is just cut carbs. This is the most terrible thing you can do, especially if you're working out. Because when you work out, your blood sugars in your body start to drop. And without insulin, protein can't get into the muscle. So carbs, insulin, is extremely important post-workout because those carbs, that insulin is going to drive protein to the muscle cell. So we never ever want to eat carbs alone. We always want to pair it with a protein. And once we've satisfied carbohydrate need, meaning that we worked out, we had a protein and carb meal, if we're trying to cut, then after we've satisfied that first meal after we trained, then we could flip over to something like protein and vegetables. But carbs are all about timing. You should never cut your carbs out, in my opinion. You should always bring them in and you should plan them around the workout so that your body can efficiently store that protein as muscle. And one other thing as well is that whenever you just take in protein by itself, let's just say you eat, just chicken after you work out, that protein can't actually get into the muscle. It needs insulin. That's why insulin is the most anabolic hormone in the body. Food will give way greater results than any peptide or any steroid. So timing is key. Making sure that you have proteins and carbs after you work out is an absolute essential. Doing these things are only gonna make you more optimal, and it's gonna help you build more muscle and burn fat. Very simple. Prep your food ahead of time. Don't go searching for food. Eat every 3 hours. Put your carbs around the workout. Never eat carbs alone. Protein should be with every meal. So if I have 4 meals, I go protein, 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 protein. If I work out in the morning, I'll have protein, carbs. And if I'm trying to shred, I'll go protein, carb, protein, veg, in that order. I'll have my food ready to go. I'll have my water ready to go. And that's my plan for the day. That's what I'm trying to focus on. Everything else is gonna come to me. But if I could just focus on these meals, hitting these meals at this time, every 2 to 3 hours, drink my water, and I train hard, I'm gonna be happy. I'm gonna be more satisfied.